Human beings are remarkably good at surviving. We've conquered the poles, the highest peaks, and even left the atmosphere. But every now and then, nature reminds us that we are just fragile bags of water and bone. In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers disappeared in the Ural Mountains of the Soviet Union. When they were finally found, the scene was so bizarre, so defying of logic, that it birthed a mystery that has outlived the Soviet Union itself. Today, we're looking at the Dyatlov Pass incident. What actually happened on the Mountain of the Dead? And why does the scientific explanation feel so unsatisfying? To understand the tragedy, we have to start with the people. These weren't amateurs. Led by Igor Dyatlov, the group consisted of 8 men and 2 women, most of them students or graduates from the Ural Polytechnical Institute. They were Grade 2 hikers on their way to becoming Grade 3, the highest certification available in the USSR. One hiker, Yuri Yudin, turned back early due to joint pain. He didn't know it yet, but a sore knee just saved his life. The remaining 9 continued toward Otorten, a mountain that translates from the local Mansi language to "don't go there." On February 1st, they set up camp on the slope of Kolat Cycle, or Dead Mountain, and then they stopped writing in their journals. When the search party arrived weeks later, they found a scene that looked like a glitch in reality. The tent had been sliced open from the inside. Their shoes, coats, and survival gear were still inside. In the middle of a Siberian winter, the hikers had fled into the dark in their socks or barefoot. Footprints showed them walking, not running, downward toward the tree line. As the bodies were recovered over the following months, the mystery grew darker. The first 2 were found by a makeshift fire, wearing only underwear. 3 more were found between the fire and the tent, as if trying to crawl back. But it was the final 4, found months later in a ravine, that truly defied explanation. They had massive internal injuries, crushed ribs and fractured skulls, comparable to a high-speed car crash. Yet there was no external bruising. One woman was missing her tongue and eyes. The Soviet authorities closed the case quickly, citing a compelling natural force. Naturally, the internet took that and ran with it. When science doesn't give us a quick answer, we fill the gaps with monsters. For decades, Dyatlov Pass was the ultimate playground for conspiracy theorists. Some pointed to glowing orbs seen in the sky and trace radiation on clothing, evidence, they claimed, of a secret Soviet weapons test. Others blamed a legendary Siberian Yeti, despite no footprints other than the hikers. The most scientifically interesting theory involved infrasound. Wind whipping over the dome of the mountain could produce low-frequency waves that cause intense panic, dread, and physical discomfort, explaining why they fled in a frenzy. These theories make for great late-night documentaries. They usually fall apart under the boring weight of reality. In 2021, a study published in Communications Earth and Environment provided the most human explanation we have. It wasn't a massive cinematic avalanche, it was a delayed slab avalanche. When the hikers cut a notch into the slope to pitch their tent, they inadvertently weakened the snow layer above them. Combine that with heavy wind-driven snow and a specific type of hoarfrost that acts like ball bearings, and you have a disaster waiting to happen. Hours after they went to sleep, a heavy slab of frozen snow, as hard as a rock, slid down. It didn't bury them, but it slammed into the tent with the force of a falling car. This explains the internal crush injuries without external bruising. So why flee? Imagine being woken in total darkness by a ceiling of snow crushing your chest. You're disoriented. The tent is collapsed. You think a massive avalanche is about to bury you. You cut your way out and run for the woods. Once there, paradoxical undressing kicks in. As hypothermia sets in, the body's cooling mechanisms fail and the victim suddenly feels they are burning up, stripping their clothes in a final, confused act of self-destruction. As for the missing tongue, scavengers like foxes or birds typically start with the softest tissue. The Dyatlov Pass incident is a reminder of a terrifying physical law. The environment doesn't have to be evil to kill you. It just has to be indifferent. A small slope, a bit of wind, and a poorly placed tent turned 9 of the Soviet Union's best hikers into a cautionary tale. We want it to be aliens or secret agents because that implies a reason. The idea that a few inches of sliding snow can end 9 lives so brutally is much harder to stomach. Nature is a beautiful, complex system, but as the hikers of Kholat Syakhl learned, it's a system that doesn't mind if you're in the way.